that. The rest of the games are not that, but if you flip a switch and you're suddenly that player the whole time, then I mean, that ceiling is the highest ceiling.
Absolutely would be. I like the Lucian ban coming out. Pretty heavy targeting of Huni's champ pool so far. I wonder if we'll see the Soraka ban here. We do not. I think it's worth picking if it's open.
Yeah.
But Aphelios is also another one of those. So a lot of target bans early, which leaves a lot of big power picks pickable.
We also know there's some teams who are happy to interchange Soraka and Sono, so if you're willing just to play the support top lane style, you can pick either one. But there is the Soraka in for Huni, Olaf right afterwards.
No, I'm really excited about this actually, because jungle experience was buffed on patch 10.3, so I immediately look for really fast farming junglers that can actually take advantage of this and reach the highest level of power in the game. Olaf and Karthus are the two that come to mind. Even on patch 10.2, there was a game over in the LCK with Hanwha Life, and they did Soraka, Olaf, Yuumi. And the Olaf ran the game before the experience buff. So what I actually want to see now, as we come back, is I want to see them fit into Yuumi as well. Because if they can just get through the laning phase, power farm an Olaf, and have a Soraka, Yuumi-powered Olaf, I think it can just run the game. That's kind of what I'm wanting a team to do, and I'm kind of excited that the first game I cast this week has a chance to do that.
Hey, it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see if it does come through. Have seen Yuumi some so far this week. Sett goes through for Ssumday, has been nerfed, is more or less mortal as a champion now, still quite strong, still worth playing, and so knowing that it's Soraka top lane, Ssumday says, I want Sett for this matchup, I will carry the mid game.
Yeah, the Sett is something Ssumday could really, they said 1v9 games with, obviously pre-nerf. Some of the things that I've been seeing out of Sett in the pro game that make him a little bit more viable, because a lot of times people say, oh, just kite him, bro. Like, it's not going to be a big deal, is people's adaptation to alting carries out of fights. So when someone tries to dive, using it as an anti-dive, so not trying to fit that amazing, you know, alt one guy into his whole team type of thing, but literally just peel is effective. And also the W flash, where you can get the true damage sweet spot if you expend your flash, because you can use your flash after the channel. We'll get into those intricacies throughout the game, but it's one of the reasons I think Sett can remain viable even after the nerfs.
And of course, we're talking about Ssumday here, who had solo carried for them earlier on last week, and he can be a big performer here now as well. Meanwhile, Johnsun has been a star performer here for Dignitas as well. I think he was the highest variance player coming into the year, where this guy's fresh out of solo queue, had a ton of top 5 accounts. Okay, this guy could be great, but we have seen solo queue stars plummet and be complete garbage, and Johnson's been one of the bright points here, where he and Aphromoo really have combined for a lot of power overall. Gets the misfortune, definitely a strong champion. Small nerfs in the patch, but still worth playing totally. And we'll see if, you know, with the fact that top lane is a support, might really want to see something out of the bot line.
Yeah, I was just kind of trying to do a mental stock of which supports it ended up being banned, with the Braum being taken out, and knowing that they're up against Nautilus Aphelios. So tons of kill pressure with this Misfortune Leona. I think it's probably the right choice. I'm personally a little sad we don't get to see the Yuumi, Olaf, Soraka battery run through teams, but you can understand why you would just want the strong 2v2 matchup against Cody Sun Stunt.
Yeah, I definitely don't like Yuumi in a Misfortune lane when you're against an engaged support.
It's like too risky.
You run the Yuumi when you're Ezreal and you can arcane shift away from stuff, but MF cannot really natively dodge the hooks.
Exactly.
You've seen the Twitter post from some of the LoL designers where they added 7 more hooks to Nautilus queue. You know, that's what it feels like sometimes when you don't have a support tank for you in lane. You just kind of get hit by stuff. So respect the choice.
How would I tell people to find that if they haven't seen it? Like, look at, I think Riot August is someone who had some Nautilus stuff. Basically, a bunch of designers went through and modified Nautilus's hook to be like, actually, here's a buff, but it was just a meme fest of the most ridiculous buffs possible.
Yeah, there we go. Show us the hover. Thank you, Aphromoo, for having a nivy for us. I would love to see the champion come through. We know it's Ryze in the mid lane for Ryoma. Lee Sin comes through for Meteos, kind of answering Grig's Olaf. What are they playing, actually? It's Ornn! It's Ornn in the mid lane, Froggen. That is the least nivy thing you could do.
And also probably like the best team combo.
Oh, of course.
I think I've been a personal fan of Ornn mid, because I think he can wash a lot of lanes. And I also think this fits very well with the Olaf jungle. So we haven't seen many carry performances out of Grig but he is primed to do so here. He can hard farm, he can get an upgraded Black Cleaver, and he can have the Soraka pumping him up into fights, where if he just gets to Jungle Enchant as well as Black Cleaver, he can probably just kill Cody Sun's Aphelios whenever he wants.
Yeah, you're not getting away from him with that. Like, you don't have CC, you have no peel, you have no blink, you are getting dropped down. The best you have is you hope Scythe Pistol's up there and you press Q and you kite backwards and you try to run as fast as you can and he's still quicker than you. So we'll see what the game looks like. It's gonna be an exciting one. A battle at 2 teams tied for 4th place right now. Team on the right-hand side, Dignitas, had a 3-0 start. You thought, hey, maybe they're a real top performer, but they dropped to 3 of the top teams in the league right afterwards. You got to see, can they now stack up against 100 Thieves, who themselves have been quite a delight, actually. I think a lot of people had them fairly low, some had them quite high. 3-3 is obviously a pretty average performance, but I think their ceiling is very good as well. And now we'll see if Meteos is Lee Sin, if he can learn it during the game.
He learned it like 3 years ago, I thought, at the World Championship. That's the meme. But overall, with this matchup, this is kind of what the regular season is about. Every team comes in with a lot of hopes and expectations, and then the pecking order is defined throughout the weeks of the season, right? It's not the end of the world when a team like Team Liquid starts at 2-5, but it's part of the process. So both of these teams are in the midst of the process of trying to become great, and both of them being at 3-3 is just a great time to match up.
All right, here we go. On to Summoner's Rift. I gotta say, Aphromoo bringing out some nice costume here. I like the Leona setup. And Riv standing by with Think Card. Take it away, buddy.
Thank you very much. I am here with Think Card. First question, there is obviously the 0-3 that has been happening for Dignitas. What was going on in the minds this week to make sure that the team could end that?
Yeah, so we put a lot of effort in just buckling down and making sure that we had really productive practice throughout the week. And we performed really well in the latter stages. So going to this game, I think we're just really confident. We know that if we play well, we can beat any team.
Well, it looks like you can take almost any fight with this composition. What was the goal coming in this game when you got that in draft?
Yeah, so the Soraka Olaf was showed in LCK, and pretty much the Olaf can take any 1v1 because he has a Soraka with him. So you just kind of play efficiently and just make sure that you're defending your space, getting the places first. And like I said, if we play well, I know that we'll get the result we want.
Think Card, thank you so much for the insight. Gentlemen, take it away.
I like those lines, though. Defend your space, get there first, and as long as you're there, you can take any fight. That's what I'm going to look for then is, you know, if Dignitas can control wherever the Olaf is and make sure they actually get control over that. Right now, he's going to start with a solo blue buff start and let his duo lane get lane control down there.
Yeah, I'm always interested in following the junglers around, but also in games where we have these unconventional top laners like a Soraka or a Sona. How do both teams decide to approach it? Because it's something I'm trying to investigate a lot, because I kind of have a theory that it's the next big thing in high elo or in pro League of Legends. Like, we've seen Soraka dominate to move to almost 100% ban. We'll see what ends up happening when it moves to other enchanter supports, like if we end up seeing more Sona. The main question I'm trying to answer is, do you play around it or do you isolate it? And what's better for both teams? Oftentimes I see, like the Dignitas team isolates it and plays elsewhere, and then the 100 Thieves team tries to like shut it down and kill it. But I wonder if that's even the right call, because if it's a supportive pick in nature, and you're putting your attention towards shutting down the supportive pick, are you not then just allowing the other team's carries to thrive? Right? That's the question I'm trying to go through right now, and I want to see what Meteos and 100 Thieves has played.
Right now, Meteos, of course, did the quick 2-buff start into the Gromp, got level 3, and waiting around on the top side of the map, very far from the duo. I do want to point out, actually, that impressed with Dignitas' early 2-on-2 plays. They got huge health bar leads off the very start, got a lot of poke towards Cody Sun. And, you know, when you're on the Caliber Cypher, you have a 100 attack range lead that they did not get any trades with.
And that allows them to roam into the jungle. And look at this, like if you look at the minimap, Olaf's done his jungle. Meteos is still have a full camp to clear, and Aphromoo's, you know, being a little brat in the jungle trying to chase him down.
A little bit of damage there. Q's back up from cooldown, only 5 seconds, but he's still being slowed by the red buff, so needs the blast cone to get away.
Good patience.
He's got teammates. Yeah, there's no way he gets chased down, so he does live, but you know, pads the KDA stats, or at least the damage per minute stats. Meteos probably top in the charts right now. Maybe Huni, doing a lot of poke on this infinite regen set.
Yeah, and one of the big differences between Soraka top and some of the other Enchanter tops that you see like Sona is you're not actually building the support item on this one because you can generate enough CS and have enough wave clear just with your Q spam. I think the main strength of this pick actually lies in the Athene's purchase that you run first. It seems a little weird, right, to build Athene's against a physical damage top laner like Sett, but the pick really isn't about the lane. It's about generating the Athene's charges later and re-expending them throughout the process of a team fight because you have a very low cooldown heal like Soraka in W. So from the looks of it, it doesn't look like there's much attention being spent up here, and Huni's just going to try and farm out as best as he can.
Meanwhile, Ssumday getting some pretty good trades himself and getting the health bar back in a decent spot. Of course, again, a lot of base health regen on that champion.
Yeah, gotta point out, Huni's not taking barrier. A lot of the Sorakas do take barrier to try and dissuade the camp. Since you are vulnerable, Huni's pushed up and vulnerable, no barrier. Let's see if he can get away from this one.
All right, this could be the moment. Goes for the move speed, flashes for the pullback, gets the stun, 2 punches in. Now Huni running downwards with move speed, puts down the silence, but now, whoa! Meteos whips the Q, gets the slow, has to ward hop, but a flash to chase. Couple more autos to put him in, but he's still healing. Lands the Q, he'll live, he'll get first blood, and Meteos strikes the top lane.
Grig, but he's got a wall in the way.
Teleport coming in from Ryoma. He had already been able to recall, so at least Ryoma has items, but now he's going to be late in the mid lane. Stunt's holding the wave as Huni TP's back on the top.
There's a lot to unpack right there. The kill took so long, right? They were able to get the kill, but I mean, Aphro's been roaming this whole time. Huni nearly outplayed it. The dodge on Meteos' point-blank Q, or the miss, depending on how you'd want to look at it for Meteos, ends up buying so much time. So remember, has teleport, no barrier, and the Q will end up healing him over time. So makes Ssumday go the long way around. Really, Meteos has to be able to land that Q. Gets the control ward and the flash, and if this Q has time to return the health to him, he actually lives through that one. So fractions of a second end up keeping him alive.
Damage here, finally gets the root there. Cody Sun whiffing an auto, but doing okay overall. This game is, by the way, tied in gold despite the kill coming through. 600 gold first blood if you count the assist, which I believe, yeah, there was for Sett. But it's Dignitas farming overall a whole lot more, and you can see that with about 5 camp lead in the jungle. Gonna pay for pretty much all of that.
Yeah, and river fight.
All right, here comes the Ornn horn, honk, knock up. Grig's there as well, but misses the slow. These Qs are not landing, and the flash gets Ryoma away, gets a bit of damage, walks out.
River control still going over to Dig. Errant Q by Grig there, but I think the flash would have been burned regardless, and Ryoma probably lives in either case. So look for a lot more of this if Dignitas can force these plays. Go for river control, use the push they have from the Ornn. Huni's level 6 now, so wherever they fight, you have to account for that Soraka ultimate, specifically even like in the bottom lane, if Aphromoo tries to go for an all-in, or even if 100 Thieves tries to do something, they have to think of that Soraka ult in the back of their heads.
The fight in the mid side as Ryoma is pushing in the wave, but is down farm. Some of that was, of course, the requirement of TPing back to the top lane to help the dive not happen, but overall doing okay. Only -4 CS as top gets shoved in. And you can see, yeah, Ssumday with his opposing laner pushed out does get to top the XP charts, and Meteos ever active. Sure, he's down in camp, but now Grig actually has a level lead. His dual lane is coming over. Now Grig can ult away from any engage. He's safe, and now the TP comes as well. So Meteos,
That's
does he
an Ornn.
save the hop? Here is Froggen. Forced to ward hop away, but that is a TP on cooldown now as mid is pushed in, and Froggen loses an entire wave on the mid lane as Ryoma shoves it, and now they can go for the smite fight, but keep in mind, again, Grig is up a level. Aphro could go for the engage as well, and as you said, Meteos is low, but the Dragon kind of playing 100 Thieves side, gets a bit of damage across, and Froggen will lose the entire mid lane wave to help control that Dragon.
It was a bit of a trade across the map, though, because Froggen did lose the mid lane wave, but Ssumday lost the top lane because he walked down towards mid to kind of threaten the 5-man play. A lot of patience there showed by Dignitas, actually, where Grig decided not to all in because he didn't have numbers, but still managed to dissuade the play. And he saw Meteos get very low there, so now that Froggen's kind of returned to lane, I wonder if Dig just starts it up. Yeah, I don't think that 100 Thieves can contest anymore.
Fortunate for the 100 Thieves bot lane, they have Infernum right now, so you can clear the wave quickly, but looks like they're still penned up across this side. And It will be a solo Drake for Grig picked up. Quick Inferno gonna go to them. It's not really envisioned, but yeah, not gonna stop them whatsoever. Drake picked up. Good stop by Dignitas. They're on the board.
Good patience. Oh,
Image here. Ult goes in. Ignite. Good flash gets away. It does force the flash out, and the ult out of Johnsun as well.
Yeah, no Soraka ult burn, no heal burned either. So Flash trying to get out of the bullet time as quickly as possible. I really want to see, Freak, how much Dignitas commit to the Olaf hard farm. Like, I'm even a little surprised that Grig went searching for a little bit of deep vision when he has so many camps up. Like, is he just going to power clear through, wait for Huni to hit Athenes, and then go for team fights? Because at least if ThinkCard referenced the LCK, like that's kind of how they played the pick, knowing what their power windows are and just hard committing to getting there. But it looks like Grig's getting a little bit distracted with a few side quests.
Right now, we're still in the part of the game where the jungle camps are worth more XP than last patch. Once the average level goes to 7, when they respawn, they're identical to what they were in the 10.2 jungle. But Herald's going to go over pretty cleanly over to the 100 Thieves side. They've got 4 minutes to use it and cash in on that 300 gold with the turret plates. 500 gold lead still for 100 Thieves. They managed to catch up and farm across the map as well. And we'll see who's going to get the donation here.
Yeah, it is a little bit tricky when you swap for Herald like that, because none of their waves are currently pushed. So dropping the Herald just for 2 plates sometimes isn't even necessarily worth the lost tempo you have. Like if you notice, the bot wave is already pushing in for Dig, and the Herald drop just becomes a little bit difficult unless Meteos can create a play.
My other thing to note, actually, was you watched Grig take down the first half of the Krug camp and then go clear ward and walk down. More of the gold got pushed to the small Krugs in this patch. It's actually, especially with Olaf, where a single Q kills them all, but hold that thought. There's a fight in the mid lane. They land both halves of it, and Ryoma has absolutely no way out, and Froggen grabs the kill.
Good job by Dignitas tracking that flash timer. Knows Ryoma, just wanders outside of his turret. They have the CC chain. Aphromoo been really roaming all game. That's the first opportunity he's been able to convert, but well done punishing that flash timer. Meteos wants to make a play happen here, though, so he can drop Rift Herald.
Grig up a level. They both land Qs, but Meteos could be the one forced to run away for this one as Grig keeps the chase going. Doesn't slow Cody Sun just yet, but they get ward control, they get brush control, they get river control, and 100 Thieves have to kind of step back. Exactly.
It's so hard for 100 Thieves to step up right here, because not only do they not have mid control, they have to consistently respect this Soraka ultimate. Nothing they could do to make the play happen there.
You can see Ssumday and Huni just kind of trading farm right now. Double Doran's ring, and Ninja Tabby keeps him pretty safe, and it's an equal farm situation. Teleports are back up, both level 9. Huni, of course, has the global ulti available, but we are not seeing Ssumday go for big pushes. Last time I ever seen this matchup, it was, I think, Broken Blade, and he was pushing really hard, just kind of ulting on cooldown, trying to chunk down the opposing top laner, and Ssumday not able to do it here, as Grig actually helps poach a couple of the chickens. Holds that level lead, but doesn't get the big one.
Go farm! Just power up! This is definitely the cheese lord in me saying, like, just hit your item power spikes for Dignitas, because I think they're in a really good position at the moment. None of their turret plates have been lost. They have the first dragon. Meteos is just kind of looking for a spot to drop the Rift Herald, but as long as Dig can keep their waves pushed, they'll be A-okay.
And of note here, actually, is it's Cinder Hulk on the Olaf. I feel like the more common buy tends to be Warrior, even in Pro, which devalues Warrior somewhat, so he's actually very tanky in this build.
Yeah, in the game that ThinkCard was referring to from the LCK, it was a Cinder Hulk Cleaver Olaf. Not exactly sure why, but definitely if you're looking for like a late game Olaf, the Cinder Hulk, especially the upgraded Cleaver, you're going to end up having like a really large amount of tankiness.
All right, well, Meteos, without too many issues, gets both Qs, takes down Scuttle. Gold lead, though, is now Dignitas' favorite, plus the Infernal Drake as well. And one take I've seen online is considering Soraka a hyper carry, and the fact that the actual health per minute she provides is comparable to the damage per minute you get to see from someone else. And it makes you win every team fight. Cody's got to walk up, make sure they're in turret range, and gold is split between Stunt and Meteos. That's all they get, though.
Yeah, that's the conversion of the Herald that you're going to take because plates are going to have, but Dignitas is totally okay with that one because essentially they traded the 240 gold from the Herald take right there, and they got 2 plates off the bot turret, when Cody Sun and Stunt roamed up there anyway, so it's actually a 50-50 trade.
As it being equal, 500 gold difference still here. Dignitas feeling pretty comfortable, but worth pointing out that it's not that much damage on the composition. It's really just the misfortune. Keep in mind, Leona's damage even went down a bit for her W and her E. At this point, it's a full 25 damage of a full combo.
What's that TP going by Soraka? Okay, good take there by 100 Thieves before Dignitas was able to get the proper reset. Huni was going back to get Athenes, but basically a little bit late. Allows 100 Thieves to get that, and no fight breaks out.
See only one plate across. 100 Thieves get their one from the Herald they took off the lane swap, or at least the attention swap for a short time. Drake's now 1-1, 3 Oceans to spawn at the very least for the rest of the game, as Grig is waiting to see if someone wants to defend the bot lane, if it's just Ssumday or if there's someone else coming in. Grig can't stay. He could have ulted away. He'd have been alive no matter what, but has to walk out of this one all the same, and we still have a fairly measured early through mid-game. Meteos wants some of the Krugs. Spites away 42 gold, but this is going to be a turret dropping down. 100 Thieves not able to defend this, and Dignitas going to grow their gold lead. 650 for the turret, plus the first turret gold on the top, and there you go. Cash earned, and 1,000 gold lead now for Team Dignitas.
Yeah, overall playing pretty solid. Grig opting to apply a little bit of map pressure there, ends up paying off with this. We'll be interested to hear Blabber's thoughts on the Olaf power farm jungle. I think that's something that C9 wouldn't mind pulling out as well. Because, Freak, just like looking at this game, we're about to hit Ornn upgrades. We're waiting on, you know, Infinity Edge for Johnsun, Black Cleaver for Grig, just the natural items that will come in for Ornn once he hits levels. And if they can get kills before then, it's just kind of icing on.
Cody's flash still doesn't dodge it, but he's far enough away that they don't chase it down. The rest of the squad was there to defend him. Puts in a turret to make doubly sure, and he's going to be fine. That's ult for flash, but ironically, he didn't need the flash.
Yeah, you're probably right about that with the backup that he possibly had. And 100 Thieves is really struggling to make something happen right here. Hard to run into an Olaf, hard to run into Soraka, but Dick has maybe the outscale.
They find a lot of CC to get support. Nautilus good damage there. Kick by some time, and Hughes stopwatches away, then flashes. Loses every cooldown, but now the flash chase. Stunt has nowhere to go, and they just run him down. Dignitas, they're first.
Yep, they had 5 there. Ssumday's off in a side lane, not willing to come in for the rest of the fight, so it's probably going to be a turret trade for a kill and a Rift Herald, but again, I think that's a trade up for Dignitas.
Looking pretty good for them. They're going to temporarily lose a part of the gold lead as the bot turret falls, but still up more than 1,000. They're ready to cash in another turret with the Herald themselves as this slowly goes down, and they keep on building new items. Sunfire Cape not far from Froggen now, and next level can upgrade both that and the Abyssal Mask. IE should be the second pickup there for Johnsun, and that'll be right afterwards.
If they can get this turret a little bit lower, that'll be mid-turret for them as well, trying to up the tempo right here, knowing Ssumday stuck around to kill an extra wave after killing the turret, so trying to take advantage of that map pressure. They might get a second charge off their Grig.
All right, there's the first little bit, though. 2 turrets to 1, and they're aggressively clearing in the mid lane, and yeah, that charge is going to land, so they're going to get that turret to half HP. The damage to kill it just wasn't there, and we'll see the scraps of that taken up in about 5 minutes. Two minutes till next Drake. You expect the Dignitas to be there for that one. Again, what their coach said was, let's make sure we take our space. As long as we're there first, we're going to be good. Let Olaf lead the charge, heal him up as needed. And I feel like stacking the Drakes is kind of how you secure the win when the game is going this slowly.
I think so. And the Drake that 100 Thieves was able to take 3.5 minutes ago, I think will be quite important, because the way I'm thinking the rest of this game will play out is Ryoma and Ssumday are going to play to sides a lot, since once the Ornn upgrades come in, the 5v5 for Dignitas is just going to be so incredibly strong. So it's like 100 Thieves applying side lane pressure while Dignitas try and acquire this Mountain Soul, but they're minimum 11.5 minutes away from being able to do that if 3 Drakes eventually come through. So look for 100 Thieves to try and split up this map as much as possible.
And the first spikes start coming through as the Abyssal Mask is upgraded, as level 12 comes through for Froggen. Level 13 will give him a teammate 1. We know we expect Redemption to come through for Huni at some point, and maybe one day after we'll get a real item as well. This Stone Plate doesn't work with the Ornn upgrades, but they'll get something eventually probably. When we take stock of the game, 100 Thieves have not shown a lot of aggression, as you mentioned, though. Splitting up, finding split push victories might be how they do it. They have tied the turret score 2-2, so going to give them credit for that one, but you still have a 1,200 gold difference from kills and farms.
Yeah, and Ornn item's gonna come in and be even more of that.
Yeah, it's more like 2,500 gold difference. It's going to become 3,000 and change as soon as the Sunfire is done as well. Froggen is going to be in a 1v2 right here. He's very tanky though, 2,500 health. Jumps forward, does not find the kickback, but does make Froggen flash.
Yeah, a little bit of a mind game right there. Froggen was trying to hold his unstoppable for the kickback, decided he didn't want to play that game after a while and just flashed since his team was making a play happen elsewhere.
But it did mean that tier 2 fell, right? 2 people were sent to the top lane. Dignitas had 4 to the mid. Knocked down the turret. They're there for the Drake on time as well. And so far, this army looks pretty unstoppable. Froggen just is on split push duty. He's on side lane duty. Now comes round 2. Nice stopwatch. Now it's going to be time for the ultimate to come down. W for the unstoppable now as well. Kick him right back into the squad. Could not get the knockup for himself. The flash follow, and it takes him 7 years, but they get the kill. Here comes the rest of the squad, though. Dignitas going to look for the only slow for Aphromoo.
He's all alone.
And he's showing that he doesn't have teammates yet, or he would have gone in sooner. Finds the E, finds the Q stun as well. Ignites Ryoma. They're going to try to chase him down. He's running as fast as he can. Does have all the movement speed buffs. EQ, running, but that's going to be the rest of the squad. That's a kill traded mid laner for mid laner. And Grig does not want to be stopped either. Stunt is going to hope he can recall.
I think they know he's there.
He's got the alcove mindset, but so does Dignitas. And it's 2 kills plus a turret plus a Drake.
You understand the idea of what 100 Thieves is trying to do there as well, but it just takes such a long time to dive the Ornn, and the rest of the map was in a position that didn't have that much pressure, so Dig had a ton of time to run up after them. Now they're just going straight for Baron. It would be on Meteos to steal.
Now, you can try, but it's going to be real difficult right now. Respawn still 6 seconds. It's a full-on 5v3 in favor of Dignitas. The Baron's at half HP. They got to make sure they keep marking the Lee Sin. He doesn't have kick, but he has flash and smite and everything else in the kit. Ult comes down, but doesn't find more than a single target. Ryoma TP's in, 4v5 on Baron. Now they're very tanky, but it still could be some decent damage. There's the dunk in the back line. Big chunk right there. Could they find the kill? Ssumday kills Huni, and it's a smite in for Grig. He grabs the Baron, but the team fight is going all the way 100 Thieves. It's a complete ace as a trade for the Baron goal.
Definitely a Dignitas game, Freak, but they did manage to secure the Baron in all of that. They thought they wouldn't take any damage in that pit with a Soraka, but it just looked like they didn't go into that with a plan. Are we peeling or are we fighting? And they ended up winning the 50-50, but it was kind of too late because Ssumday landed a massive ultimate to get in there.
Well, shortest Baron power play of all time, aced in the very pit where you got the Baron buff. And this, of course, means map control goes right on over to 100 Thieves. They can take everything they want. They grab half the jungle. They grab mid lane tier 2. They watch this slow motion fight yet again.
Yeah, watch Ssumday's ultimate here because Dig thinks they can stay on this because they have Soraka, so they won't take much damage. But they're buying time for Ryoma to arrive. So as he arrives, Ssumday uses the speed shrine and gets the slam onto Huni into a 3-man stun. So Huni's really unable to get himself out of there, can't flash away with the position he was put at in the back of the pit. Thank goodness for Grig's smiting skills.
Yeah.
Or that could have been an even bigger disaster.
Yeah, Smite E it looked like from him, so you'd have to like predict which cooldown came first because there's 2 true damage deals that none of them are affected by the Baron debuff. But look at that gold swing. Right back to 100 Thieves' favor now. 200 gold, narrowly giving that advantage off all the shutdowns and assist gold they just got.
All right, we got ourselves a game.
Yes, we do.
Yep. It's picked up the pace right now.
Wow, Grig wants it already, chasing down Ssumday, and oh, there's another dunk over the top-hand side. Decent damage on Aphromoo, but he's very tanky, and they're going to have to re-engage. They're going to knock down Ssumday. 1 for 0, a kickback buys a bit of time, but Aphro is right back there. The stun onto Stunt, it's in the name. A double kill on a Johnsun.
And he's getting bigger and bigger. That upgraded Infinity Edge on top of Essence Reaver is just the fight they wanted in that spot. But again, 100 Thieves is trying to split the map. So it's about how much can Dignitas force while 100 Thieves split pushes.
And it's going to be probably a lot. This is easily the inhibitor turret going down. They could choose to not knock the inhib itself if they really wanted to not give away gold income from minions. But you're going to knock down the inhib itself as well. It'll be down. No, they're going to back off in time. They were afraid of maybe getting engaged upon, maybe forcing out a fight. Meteos dropped to about half HP. And the turret will fall for the gold income. Dignitas have 1 minute to reset and take this next Drake.
Yeah, and I think they're in a spot where they say, hey, this game could actually be really long. No need to get the inhibitor this early, since in effect, a lot of times that just prevents you from being able to farm. They want Froggen to hit level 15 so we can give as many Ornn items as possible, and they need to reset and get a buy off before this next Ocean Drake. So can understand them pulling off here, and let's see what Ryoma decides to do here, because Hunter Thieves clearly loses the 4v5s with the split map pressure, but if they get the right initiation with Sett, maybe they think they can win something here. He's definitely moved down to contest, so they're kind of cutting off their own options here. They're looking to contest.
If there is a time to fight, it would probably be after you got the ace. Now the engage is right away onto Stunt, who doesn't have the Anthrax yet. He's still running away, but it does not have the durability. Stoneblade comes in late as well. That's a pretty easy pickoff. Nice setup by Aphromoo and Froggen.
They should probably be splitting and giving up that Ocean Drake, but instead they posture a little bit, and Aphromoo very quick in knowing which team should have control over mid, and he's able to make Stunt pay.
Definitely right about that one. Drake's gonna go over, and Dignitas are on Soul Point, and absurd regen is in their future with this one. They've got a Soraka, not to mention the chance that the Ocean Soul in and of itself. Healing connection, gonna be important. We've got the Executioners, of course, done for Ssumday already. We've got one in there for Cody Sun's Aphelios here as well, but even Ryoma might want a Merlinomicon.
Yeah, I actually kind of hate that Froggen upgraded Huni's Redemption before Grig's Black Cleaver.
Yeah.
Picking favorites on the team maybe a little bit.
Woo!
But I just think it goes so much better on Grig. The whole point of this composition is to power up the Olaf as he runs in. Yes, it's kind of turned into this MF carry from here, but definitely think that's the wrong choice.
Yeah, a lot of the stat profile on Redemption upgrade is percent health and percent mana regen, which Huni's probably not running out of either in terms of a regen capacity. So yeah, I agree. I like the raw stats more, but oh well, it's what it is. We'll see next level 15 comes through for Froggen, and then he can get the guy next. Knight's Vow looks to be in the inventory of Aphromoo pretty soon. Still without a Ornn upgrade, but it's okay.
So right now, Dignitas is trying to get this mid inhibitor down. That would allow it to auto push, and then they'd be able to catch side waves while they're doing this Baron setup.
They're trying for a fight right now, forcing Cody Sun's flash. The anchor pull comes in. They found Huni, but they don't have the damage just yet. He flashed away and stays alive. Redemption can help the squad now as well. Here's the big engage. Meteos kicks one back, but he's got nothing else to do. Burns his stopwatch, but he will die on the respawn. Ward Hop won't get him away. 5v4 for the Dignitas right back in for the inhibitor. They're going to knock that one down without a problem as well. And Hunter Thieves cannot find a team fight that works.
And now Meteos is dead while Baron respawns. So Dignitas doesn't have to worry about the split, doesn't have to worry about the jungler. They're going to move right into this spot, get vision, and threaten the Baron.
They're happy to play these slow and steady team fights. Huni burns his flash to live, works out no problem. And now how do you stop this Baron attempt? Last time, yeah, I mean, Hunter Thieves won the fight last time. It went slowly enough. As we mentioned, there's really only one damage dealer on the squad, and MF single target damage, not that high.
Cody Sun does have Infernum, but no ultimate, so Dig should be pretty safe in this moment.
All right, Baron down about to half HP. They might find the first engage. Of course, Froggen, he's so invincible, though, and Ssumday pushed away. Bullet time has to burn the grit for the shield, and that's going to be an easy chase down. Stunt's going to drop, and Ryoma just cannot do enough. They land the slows. He's going to roam more, but there's going to be something there for him, and there is. The shutdown goes to Grig, and Dignitas walk right back into the Baron.
They just are this blob that moves towards you, like this unstoppable charge of Olaf, Soraka, Leona. I talked a lot about this Soraka making Grig unstoppable. What I'm really noticing is it's making Aphromoo unstoppable. Like, he is just a mega tank coming in here.
Yeah.
If they secure this Baron.
It's triple front line with Soraka and an MF for the laning phase. And nothing is dying. They're slow team fights, but it is working out for them.
I think it's a really strong team composition. I mean, you can see Aphromoo just going straight into Ssumday, like face tanks the true damage of Sett. Doesn't matter, right? The Soraka is farmed to a point. I wanted to kind of go back to the point you mentioned about, like, some people calling Soraka a hyper carry. The language I would use is just hyper scaler. I still personally think, like, carry in our terms is the damage dealer. But you can still, as you gain gold and levels, be more influential than others. And I think just because of the power of the healing you can add, as your teammates build armor and
Oh, yeah.
to make your effective health
Grig
better,
is going for this
it's
one.
absurd. Yeah, like
Grig
what
is
are they
just
gonna do?
facing down Stunt as far as he wants. It's practically a 2v3, and it doesn't matter. Stunt's forced to flash away. Grig is still on their tail. Gets another axe, finds another slow. Now Ssumday's forced to run. He's knocked up as well. And they just run them down across the map. Nothing stops Dignitas.
Absolutely nothing. Even not upgrading his Black Cleaver can't stop Grig. He's gonna keep charging whether or not he has that extra gold efficiency.
Hard mode's all he wants for this one. 40 seconds on Ocean Soul. They don't need it. Baron buff is on. They're pushing for the Nexus.
Aphromoo knows where he's at. He vowed the Olaf.
Hell yeah. Tanky front line, the flash engage. They got the knockup, they got the bullet time. It's another kill. Grig is unstoppable. Finally has the upgraded Black Cleaver. Now Johnsun's on a rampage. They're gonna kill every single structure here, and Dignitas up the gut, take down the mid lane, and a sub 30-minute win over 100 Thieves.
Love the team composition that Dignitas put together here. Their execution did, you know, look a little slow, but that was the point. You needed the Ornn upgrades to come in. You wanted the Olaf to hit a power point. You had the Soraka to get to Athenes, and they just kind of methodically went through this one. Had the hiccup at Baron, but since they got the buff, that just, you know, continued the game on to a relatively easy victory.
Well, handshakes come out, and Dignitas tie for third place with TSM at 4-3.
Yeah.
Quite a good start for them overall. Third place, nothing to shake a stick at for sort of one of the new orgs back to the LCS here. A fully rebuilt roster, and third place, not a bad start at 7 games in. Under Thieves down to 3-4, kind of looking on the outside of playoffs, but still games to play.
Yeah, they have FlyQuest as their remaining